I feel like I have to do some. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? No, I just can't. I can't. I'm sick. I really don't feel that great. But there's some updates and some things that are changing. I guess you can call it like a. I feel like I lied to whoever follows the channel. We're deciding to backtrack on that major decision that we made, getting the BMW. We figured when getting a 5 Series BMW, we would be getting something that is a full-size sedan that's going to have plenty of room for traveling, just the 3 of us, and going around where we need to. 4? Yeah. You can't count. So we got it from CarMax, who we're not exactly huge fans of, especially now, after all the stuff that we're going through at this point. But luckily they do have a return policy, and we have begun discussions as far as returning the car. What does this mean? It means that we need to find a new car. I think we have our eye on one that we really want to get. When that day comes, when we actually get to that point, we'll take you along and we'll check it out. We're gonna have to drive again to Phoenix to return this car, and then whatever car that we have our eye on, we're gonna have to have it shipped to Phoenix, where we will inspect it and then pick it up, and then we'll roll with that and see what kind of plans we can get. I want to get something that's modifiable, so I want to get something we can modify and make it fast. This one being a hybrid like we have, it's cool, but it's not what we want. I like it. It's a good thing to get around on. We can make it VIP'd out and all that stuff, but it is super what's the word? Impractical. It doesn't have the basic amenities that we really need. Let me show you. So for starters, the 530 is a hybrid, plug-in hybrid. So it kind of sucks, but I understand it's kind of nice in a way. I don't know how most hybrids are because I've never actually owned one. You do have to plug it in all the time, and unfortunately that battery dies almost immediately if you have the AC on all the time. If you live in Arizona or Southern California or Texas or Florida or anywhere that's going to be humid and hot, this thing will not last on a battery charge. Maybe a 20-minute drive, so maybe to a grocery store and back, you're going to be done with your battery. It does not charge very well on the braking system. It's not like the Tesla, so that is something I do not like. But that is a hybrid thing. That's not like a 5 Series thing in general. Number one main thing that we do not like is the back seats. With this huge of a door that can open up and takes up this much room, there's like no comfortable leg room. It's like, I mean, it's messy right now just because we have Aria and all. There's no leg room. I cannot stand it. It's super annoying. I'm gonna have to really clean that. Holy crap, that's bad. I don't ride in the back, but still, it's kind of frustrating. Plus, these seats, they stain super easy, which I do not like at all. Even before we got it, like there was yellow tint. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's a lot of yellow staining on this and black staining. These seats just stain really easily, and I've been trying to keep up on keeping it clean, but it's just no bueno. Number 3 biggest thing that I can't stand is, for some reason, maybe it's a glitch. Now, again, guys, I'm going completely off of the experience of what I'm having right now with the 5 Series. And this one's the 530e. Shouldn't be too much different than the regular ones, besides the fact that it is a hybrid. I need to turn this car back on because it's too fucking hot in here. When I put this thing in reverse, if you own a BMW, you know what I'm talking about. The side mirrors, they decide to angle down so that you can see you're not going to hit any curbs with your rear tire. Almost every BMW has this, I think, from an E92 and newer. But for some reason, these won't go back after you put it back in drive. So I have to literally fix my mirrors every single time I take off because they're busy looking down at the ground when I'm trying to go straight. I don't get why it does that, but it does that. And I don't know why. And I don't want to drive away from my driveway right now, but that's what I'm dealing with. So that's another thing that annoys the shit out of me about this car. This is something I know you can change in the aftermarket scene, but when you are driving and you are on the road and not in park, you cannot connect a device to the Bluetooth. It is so goddamn annoying when I'm trying to just play music and you have somebody in the car and they're like, hey, I just want to play my music. And you're driving and you're like, all right, play whatever you want. It's like, and then they actually have a cool track you want to like, all right, put that shit on, let's listen to it. But then your system says, hey, you got to put it in park. in order to fucking play the music that he's playing on his phone when you're not even doing anything. Your hands are on the wheel, you're driving safe 10 and 2, and it will not connect. It is so, I know it's a safety thing, but stop. Just let us change our music or connect our Bluetooth whenever we want to. Stop blocking our Bluetooth, BMW, and any other card brand that does it. This really pisses me off. I'm also sick, remember, so I'm a little bit of an asshole right now. Let me introduce you to a, for the most part, decent size trunk. Like from a standard sedan, compact sedan. Let me move all my stuff to the very back. Big ass cooler, 19 quarts. So quite a big size cooler, full of water. I still have all of this room, right? It's a pretty standard sized trunk, you would think. It's pretty good for, it's a Honda Civic, subcompact, 4-door sedan, nice big trunk, right? Enter 5 Series trunk. It's not even long enough to put a stroller straight in. The height of it is tiny. It's short. I mean, it's like I can maybe do 2 fingers, and that's 2 hand lengths. That's a terrible way of measuring. I don't know who measures like this, but it's super small. Like, we can't fit shit in here. We try to fit that stroller folded up in here, and it was a nightmare. Like, we couldn't fit anything else. We managed a way to fix it and get it in there, and it was a bitch to get out. We put that in the Civic trunk and had plenty of room to fit everything else that we needed. 08 base model Civic trunk, full size sedan of a luxury model trunk. What the fuck, BMW? Last thing about this car that I'll say now, this is totally subjective. There's no objective opinion on this one that makes any sense at all, but it is unreasonably long for the little amount of space that you get in the trunk and the very little amount of space that's used in the hood, which I can show you in a second. There's no reason for this car to be this long. If you're going to be making a 530e with a 4-cylinder or a 530i with a 4-cylinder, you can shorten the wheelbase of the car, or just don't make them in a 4-cylinder, because it's retarded how much space is not being used in here. In fact, you can move the entire car up a little bit further and actually give it a trunk. This is how much room you need for the engine, right here. Why do you need all of this? Like, there's my example. To fit a V8, I get it. Only make it with a V8. This is stupid. Don't make a 4-cylinder turbo, because people who buy these cars honestly don't give a shit about the ecosystem. They want power. This thing drives okay, but it's a little bit gutless if you ask me. And even with the e-boost that comes with the batteries, it's really not that fast. It's not functionable. And it's, with all these covers and everything, at least give yourself a shit ton more room to actually work on the car. Like, easier access to the turbo system, which is down there. Like, make it right here. Why not make it right here? Why not? Make it easy. Let's upgrade this shit. Make this thing actually dope. I don't like the German engineering of this. Now understand, I get it. These are very subjective and stupid things to bitch about as far as the 5 Series BMW, but keep in mind, if you're an everyday driver like me and you actually want to use this car with your family or by yourself, and you're not just a single executive that works in an office and has one friend, and that guy's name is George, and George is cool, but nobody really gives a shit about George because he just has a little bit more money than you, and so he's willing to pick up the tab. But you carry your briefcase so you feel comfortable, and that's the only thing that'll fit in the fucking trunk. Then go ahead and get this thing, but if not, I wouldn't get a 5 Series. They look great, but it's very contradicting to itself. So, sorry guys. But the big news is, and the thing that I really want to show you guys, is that we did add somebody to the family. We adopted Meet Nico. Purebred husky. He's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. And look at those eyes. Oh my gosh. He's such a beautiful dog. He almost looks like Batman or Robin with his eyeshadows, but he's been shitting and pissing everywhere. But you know what? We still love him. We still love him. We still love him. He's 3 months old, so he's tiny right now, but he's gonna get big because his paws are massive. You got massive paws, don't you? Don't you? You got big paws, big paws. And he's falling in love with us. He's having a good time. So I finally get the dog of my dreams. I've always wanted a husky, and now we're gonna get the opportunity to, you know, have one in our lives. But we do need to fix that shitting problem because he shits a lot. I even got a carpet cleaner because it's gotten so bad, like really bad. He doesn't bark, barely whines, and
good boy.
He's trying to learn stuff, but he's not all the way there. But he seems to always be really, really happy. That's Nico.